Hi, Raffle Iron Chef, by the way.
Hello,
We
welcome
we're
back.
back. I'm back, we're back, and it is a shared chat indeed. So, hi, welcome in. Thank you for sticking around 2 years later for popping in. Um, yeah, the uterus havers thing, it's funny because, like, when you use, like, a piece of iconography that not everybody in the group necessarily identifies with, and that's fine. Like, I don't know, I'm LGBTQ, you're LGBTQ, and
Mhm.
I'm not walking around wearing rainbows all the time. I don't it doesn't do it for me. I don't need that. But just because it doesn't represent my identity accurately doesn't mean that I don't want someone else to have it. So I think,
Yeah.
like, it's again, potentially in that case, I would think, like, the moral high ground of, like, we need to do better. We like, it's never good enough, and the infighting
Yes, exactly.
from people that are wanting to, like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, sometimes it's, like, recognizing that, like, trying is enough, like, we're sometimes we are doing our best, but
Yeah.
then also, um, I think also, like, with political ideology, one of the big things is, like, what works for you, like, doesn't work for other people, and, like, you don't have to
Mhm.
like, people don't have to live their lives by, like, your morals, right? So it's like, yes, you should be nice to
Right.
people, and yes, you should try to be as inclusive to people as possible and not make them feel like garbage. But at the same time, it's like what you do behind closed doors in your own home should not be like
Yeah.
a
I mean,
commentary for
how
somebody
far
else.
into that do you go, though? Because if you go far enough into that, kinda if you steer into that ideology, you get to "don't ask, don't tell," right? You get "as long as I'm not looking at it," which starts to become
Mm,
this kind of, like, potential censor thing, and sensory, CEN,
that's fair.
right?
Yeah, I
And
mean,
so, I
yeah. I've been very
even
much
if
of the
that's not the intent, which it
yeah.
clearly wouldn't be.
Yeah, I'm very much of the mind of like it's not politics, it's human rights, but it's like when it comes to like
Yeah,
things that would I don't know, like so for instance, I'm like if it's human rights, it's human rights and like you should not be trying to like enforce your
yeah.
opinions on other people when it's like their body or their life kind of thing. But then when it comes to like
Mhm.
politics, that's kind of when I'm like, okay, we need to like be better at trying to like understand one another. But I'm like, I feel like also it's very difficult to discern what is politics and what is human rights in the current political environment where like it feels like everything is human
Yes.
rights and like our rights are being taken away very quickly. So, yeah.
Well, and then that circles back to the moralization thing because, what we're looking at is morally charged from both perspectives. We both
Yes.
think that the things that the other party are doing or the other groups are doing is objectively morally wrong, and objectively and morally shouldn't necessarily go together because morals and ethics and stuff like that are something that are not objective by their very definition, right? But yet here we are, and I don't know how you solve that. One of the things that, one of the researchers was hypothesizing could be, I need to look up the term. It was like a superseding event or something like that. I wrote it down. Essentially like, um, 9/11 or something like that. A superordinate goal is something that they hypothesize could be the thing that would potentially be able to overwhelm the political polarization at the level that we're seeing it
Sorry,
currently
say
in
that
the
one more
United
time.
States.
Say the term
A
again.
superordinate goal.
Superordinate goal. Interesting. Okay.
So, I guess, if we wanted, like, root word the thing in, like, an ordinal kind
Yeah.
of, ranked importance,
So
an
a
issue
common
that
enemy
would
essentially.
supersede.
Yeah.
100%, that's yeah, that would be the way to do it.
Yeah.
Um, and that is the way they described it. They're like, it's kind of the concept of the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and uniting together across groups to, defend against something else, another aggressor, another threat, which is interesting because you see this sort of new group lines being defined where it's no longer Republican, Democrat, it's American. I'm American, or, that sort of thing, or I'm Canadian or whatever it
Mhm.
is. And that supersedes and is more important than the separatism within that. My favorite example is during the Four Nations face-off, if anyone's hockey fans. It was
This is
Canada
very
versus
Canadian.
the
Mhm.
US, and Quebec was cheering for Canada. They're like, "Yeah, Canada's gonna fucking beat your ass," like, and social media was blowing up, and everyone was just like, "Do you know how mad Canada has to be, like, Quebecers have to be at America to identify as Canadian? Because they do not. They don't celebrate Canada Day, the national holiday,
Yeah.
and they're still like, "Alright, go Canada," right? Which
Yeah,
is,
that
I mean, a much funner version of a superordinate goal than,
Yeah.
a terrorist attack or something like that.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I know, it was really funny. Somebody was saying, like I saw, like, this video online that it was they were like, "You do not wanna fuck with Quebec," like, talking about, like, the US trying to take over Canada because they're like, "We have been preparing for the" and of course in a Quebecois accent, "We have been preparing for this for generations." And it's like, is the literally the what is it? The motto of Quebec is "Je me souviens," which is like I remember. They remember all of the shit that
Yeah,
Canada has done to them. They have been preparing to fight for their independence for like hundreds of years. So you do not want to try to take
yeah,
over Quebec. And it is hilarious that like they're
it's so
generally
true.
very anti like Canada as a whole, but then the US has pissed them off so much that they're like,
Yeah, but when it
okay.
comes to being against a common enemy, they're like,
Yes.
"No, I'm
Yes.
good, I'll be Canadian for the day," or whatever, but yeah, that is funny. I don't know if that would do it now, though. I don't know that even if there was, like, a 9/11 level intensity event, that would be enough. I think that would actually make it worse now in the current political climate.
Yeah, I mean, if it was done, like, yeah, if it's done by a domestic terrorist, it's gonna be like, which party do they affiliate with? And if it's done by a foreign
Mhm.
individual institution, whatever, it's gonna be like, this is why we can't have immigrants here. And it's
Yeah.
just like gonna be such a, I agree, it's gonna be
Yeah.
politicized.
Pick your rhetoric. Pick your harmful rhetoric
Yeah,
and run with
exactly.
it, right?
I mean, sorry, I'm just trying to read the chat.
Um,
Okay, shall we wrap
what?
up here, mademoiselle?
Yeah, I think so.
Mademoiselle?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for coming back for all of our returners. I think that's most of who
Yeah.
everybody who's here. We really appreciate you being here.
Yeah,
Um,
I think you're right.
um, take care of yourself in today's current political environment, and we're gonna have a series on sort
Yes.
of like we're gonna try to keep it like very like modern topics, psychological and social constructs that
Yeah.
drive a lot of what's going on right now. My ass lives in Silicon Valley, so I have lots to say about AI and apps and all that from a
Yeah.
very boomery perspective. So, yeah, we'll be seeing you
Yeah.
guys hopefully every
And if there's
week.
topics you guys wanna hear or whatever, let us know in the Discord, either
Yes.
mine or the Vulgar Science Collective one. I'm not going back to solo streaming for now because I don't have the bandwidth in this political climate. Um, so if you wanna catch me at all, it's gonna be here. So it's essentially Vulgar Science, only at this point. So, yeah, maybe steer into that. And
Mhm.
yeah, I think we're gonna
Do
try and do it bi-weekly, once every 2 weeks?
yes, let's see how we'll sort out the schedule. I think I have it as weekly right now, but
Something like that.
I can change that. Um, do we want to raid
Yeah.
somebody, Alicia? Are we set up to do that?
I don't even know who's on. I don't know who's on. I think, oh god, I don't have anything open. Um, I'm fine if you don't want to. I know that that's
That's
not very
fine.
Twitch friendly and not very engendering, more viewership, but after the tech bullshit of today,
Yeah.
science is on, but will I stop? Um, Given the fact that you're sick, my dog's sick, and it's 10 o'clock my time, I
Yeah.
think I'm good not, but next time we definitely will.
in the future, we'll make sure
I
we're
don't have the energy for another 20 minutes of interaction being like, "What'd you stream about today?" I just don't have it. I
That's
just don't
fair.
have it.
That's
So
totally fair.
protect yourself, protect your mental health, all that kinda
Yes.
stuff.
Well, this
It
has
feels really
been
good to be back.
I
I wish
agree.
that we were next to each other being chaotic, but, you know,
Yeah, we just have to be on screen being chaotic instead. Okay. Well, thank you
yeah.
guys. This
And
has
hopefully
been
tech issues will be less next
yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed. Okay. This is
All
Layla
right.
Shode
Live,
and
laugh, love.
Neuralicia, and
Neuralicia.
this has been Vulgar Science. Thank
This
you
has
guys for
been Vulgar Science.
coming. Happy to be back. Y'all are awesome.
All right. Bye. Thanks,
Bye.
chat.